In this Beat the Meta, the weather causes absolute carnage, and we see a murder as Spain goes to war with Greece. Hello everyone and welcome back to another Beat the Meta video. They're flying through at the moment and we're in the Nissan GT-R in Daily Race C at Spa-Francorchamps, the 24-hour layout. So we chose the Nissan GT-R because somebody in Discord said they'd love to see Nissan versus Nissan because the Silvia is the meta car. And if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe to the channel. Stay in touch with all the latest content. Yet to get alerts for this on the fly if you hit the bell icon as well. Right, we're going to head towards turn one. We got Nelio there on the right-hand side. We're going to try on the outside of the Toyota Supra as we head into the lake home. Then through we go. And on the outside, oh, here we go. Oh, a little bit of a tag there as we continue on through. Now, the big thing about this particular daily race, we had it earlier on in the year as well at Le Mans, is the weather. Turismo second there sends it there. I'm not sure whether that was a bit of net code or something there because there's a bit of a jiggle with the car, pushed me out a bit further wide. But we're losing positions here. We're not gaining positions as we got into left-hander, facing off against Supras. Now, I was surprised to be racing so many Supras because the Silvia is the strongest car. However, it does take a little bit of finesse to drive the Silvia, to be fair. It does like to oversteer a teeny tiny bit. Whereas this GT-R really doesn't like to oversteer. It's just planted and goes. And the whole point of Beat the Meta, if you didn't know, and I'll just talk about it again, is the meta car, the Silvia being the strongest car here, that is the strongest strategy. That is the meta strategy, the go-to tactic in this race. However, we pick a non-strong car. This car was not even in the top 200 in terms of times, I don't believe at the time. And we go for it. We absolutely go for it and try and beat the stronger cars, or strongest cars, should I say. As we continue on then. Bunny Evil there. I'm pretty sure they're on different tyre sets here because they shouldn't be going that slow. As we go into the left here, it's a Blanchimon, really side by side. Doesn't really work there. However, we made it work. We survived. As we head towards the final turn, the bus stop chicane then, and in we go as everybody goes left and right of me here. They tried to turn in there, but I was already there, so I couldn't really do much. We've got a TCR driver, Maldo, going in the pits there. Why are they going in the pits? Well, I quickly had to check the radar, and to my surprise, look at that! We have a downpour coming. Now, I've been trying to wait for this weather. I did a video earlier in the week on the weather, asking where on earth the weather is, because we were expecting lots of wet weather in this race. We finally have it. This is race number, well, a total this week, 5 maybe? 4, 5? I have no idea how many daily race Ts have actually done this week, but finally we have some wet weather. So here we go with some quality racing action because that is a downpour and a half. So maybe the TCR driver made the right decision as we understeer up on Rouge and Radio. Look at that. Understeer. I decided to just fully cut it because at that point I was already going to cut it and lose some time. And let's see what kind of penalty. A 1 second penalty, which isn't too bad for a complete cut there as I try and get rid of some of the dirt on my tyres. We head in to Lake Home. Then we've got a GT-R off there in neats as we go through the left-hander. And this is where I think Bunny Evil is on the intermediate tyres. Look, they just went clean around me like nobody's business. Look at that. The amount of grip there is insane as we head down towards the right-hander there, looking down the inside, looking to slow the car down. Then in we go. And we have to slow up massively. Now that water, that rain really building up on the track. You can see that in the bottom left-hand side. It's above that third marker. As we go into the left, we're all going really slowly now as the field starts to close up together now. This is where it gets hard to drive. As we head down towards the left hand, we've got Rory behind us there as well. Shout out to Rory once again as we go into the left-hander. Oh, we got people off there. 2 people off. We take those positions. We've got another one spinning in the distance. Who's that? Chris comes back on though. Oh, the ghosting just saved my bacon there completely as we head in towards the right-hander. This is where all-wheel drive works out a treat. It's Bunny Evil there. 5 second penalty. I'm not sure what that was for, but my word. 5 seconds it was as we get all the grip here, being an all-wheel drive car through on Turismo second there, up into P9. We're really getting the positions now. Look at everybody up ahead. Look, look at this. We've gained 3.5 seconds as everybody goes through the right-hander. 3 wide. Oh, we got Super off there. Oh, Libertius is off as well. I wish I didn't have the penalty here because I would have been flying through the field here. We go past Bunny Evil taking that 5 second penalty. We lose 1 spot there to Turismo second. However, we only lose one spot with that penalty, which is not too bad as we go into the left once again. Look at all the grip we've got. All that grip. But they went side by side through Blanchimon. Fair play as we head towards the final corner. Then in we go. We get a no. We clip the curb. Clip the curb. I thought we got a slight tap there, but we didn't. We clipped the curb. Try and cut the chicane because I hit somebody, but no, that doesn't work. So I lose all those positions I had already gained. Oh, yeah. Oh, never mind. Oh, Leviticus is going to get behind me here. So I'm back down and up, wherever you want to consider it, to P10. I'm only 3 seconds off the lead again here. 3 seconds. We head up Rouge and Red. I wanted to call it Blanchimon there. Neilio. We overtake them again. We're overtaking the GTR again. We're quickly catching everybody up. That rain just started to ease off now. What a lap. This is what I've been wanting all week. This wet weather causes absolute chaos. It's absolute fun. Oh, my word. As we head in here then, side by side with the GTR. And we're back in the fight for the lead. Imagine if we did beat the meta in one race. And that was what was going through my mind at the time. I could do this. One race, done and dusted. Front the back, last to first, beat the meta. That would be peak, absolute peak beat the meta as we head into the right hand. We've got a Veyron in it. Oh, hello, somebody else off there. That's PH47. We've got a Veyron in here. Now, the Veyron is actually quite good and was one of my choices potentially for doing beat the meta. But I decided on the GTR because there were some Veyrons in the top 100. Going to continue on then in P7 for now as we head towards P1, and we can still see that wet weather having an effect here as we go into here. Bit sleepy for everybody as we go through here, but that is drying up now. You can see that we're just below that third marker on that left hand side for the wet weather indicator, and it's going further down. GT Crazy Train there taking the penalty, and look at the Silvia Rory there, flies on by. That is the strength of that car. Fifth gear, it dominates. It really does dominate. It's why it's so good here up Rouge and Radion, and then through there as well. Rory had to slow down a bit there for the Supra. Where can I go here as we head in towards the bus stop chicane then? And I'm trying to decide where to go here. No, oh, Rory does that move. We did that move on Rory earlier in the week. Rory's done it back there. Look at that. Beautiful move there by Areas as we continue on out then. So we advance towards the next lap where the Supra and Rory have been fighting there. KN, TRS and Areas. Through the left we go as we continue once again towards that bus stop chicane. So now I was trying to decide where I'd want to go depending on what happens. So the Supra goes towards that inside. So at this point I'm like, okay, let's keep to the outside. It gives us options here. Slight tap between the two there. Obviously the Supra didn't mean it. So I take full advantage of that. Put my GTR on the inside and take that spot up into our favorite position, P6. And we're going to run on Rory here as well. We're going to have another good race with Rory. How good's this? As we continue on then, we're going to look down the inside. This is the one place GTR needs a bit of slipstream because it is a tank. It really hits that air full square on as we go into the right-hander then. We're side by side with Rory looking to keep that grip going in that all-wheel drive car. Through we go. Now, remember last time Rory went to that inside, so I was a bit further ahead here, so I went towards that inside. Stop Rory going for it then as we head down towards the right-hander. Rory going to look down the outside then. Oh, is he going to do it? Not quite then. We keep that position up into P5. We go then. What an insane race this has been so far. And it's not all over yet. It really isn't all over as we continue on towards the end of lap 5. Then Rory coming back at me again. Look at that fifth gear. Look at it go, that Silvia. As we head towards Blanchimon then, side by side. Through we go once again. Beautiful racing as we look to head towards... Oh my word, PH47 from nowhere, carrying all that momentum. Goes around the outside here. I'm looking to follow them. Slight tap on the Supra behind. That's nothing major here as we look to stop the car. As we then head in to the left-hander. Going to continue on out of there. So we lose one position and all of that. Well, technically two actually, because, you know, we were P5 as we head to Lake Combe once again. Now, we need to try and take advantage here where there's two... Oh, hello! Leviticus out of nowhere! What on earth was going on there? So we have to cut the circuit. We come back on. Just look to take that place. I believe it involved the GTR. What happened to Leviticus? They did try and avoid me. It just came out of nowhere. And because it was such a dark colour, I really didn't see it in the rearview mirror until the very last second there. So, yeah, my word, that was a big old incident and a half as we continue on through the right-hander, losing that to the GTR and looking to lose to the Supra as well. We'll try and keep it, although being on the outside is better. You can see there, Leviticus saying great standard. So, obviously, some form of incident happened there between those two drivers. So we're back down to P. We've been all over the place in this race. At the back, at the front, in the middle. We've been absolutely everywhere. We get a good run on the Supra and the GTR as we head towards the bus stop chicane. We just get pushed a little bit onto the grass there. It causes a bit of a slide there, which we did not want. Need to leave a bit more room there as we go into the left now. We slow it down. We have to lift off a little bit there. Unfortunately, we get tapped by the Supra. Now, this race has been going on for so long. So long. I thought it was lap 8, so I started reversing towards line thinking, okay, yeah, I'll finish P8. Then I cross the line. I'm like, wait, I've got 2 more laps. What am I doing? Your weapon. So I turn around and off we go. The Supra did wait up there, and they did apologise afterwards. It's just a small mistake. It's all good. We carry on racing. So I cost myself a fair bit of time there, thinking it was the last lap. So make sure you check out when it is actually the last lap, because this race has had such events, such action as we go past Chris there. Chris going a bit deep. That I thought it was the end. It had been that chaotic, but it wasn't. We were still going here as we head towards the final lap then. Lap number 8 then. We are in P9 right now. Levitius just gets a bit of a drift going on there. Looks like a drift machine. It still is a Group 4 car there as they have that ducktail spoiler as we continue on through. I'm going to whack my hazards on as well because they said sorry as well after talking about the great standards to the GTR driver. So I was just saying, yeah, no worries there with the hazards as we continue on then towards the very end of the race then. We've got the Supra still behind us here. We're in P8 at this moment in time. We go a bit off the circuit. They're going to have dirt on our tyres. I was a bit wary of this as we head in towards the braking zone. Looking to slow the car down. We do indeed. We're way ahead of that Supra then. Just going to get it around the corner and we're going to look to head towards the line. But what a chaotic first race. That up, down, amazing rating. Just craziness in terms of the weather. No, Huracan won in the end. A Huracan won, and that's where I think we should have been with the all-wheel drive. Beautiful race there from Shinobi GT or Cyber Yule, however you like to be preferred in terms of name there. Well played in that Huracan. So we jump to race 4 now. Race 4, because we've had dry races. Some of them not so good, some of them chaotic. I will be showing one of the races in a separate video when I go on holiday, because it's an unbelievable race and it would make this video half an hour long. So, we start the race, and the Silvia always overtakes me before Lake Combe here, which is really frustrating, to be honest with you. It's so strong there at the start of the race. So, I'm on the inside there. A little tap, nothing major. I couldn't really go anywhere else there. As we go through the right-hander, Danny gets that position. Well played, Danny. And we've got Silvia behind us there. It looks like a Pennzoil livery, to be honest with you. So, heading to the brake zone, everybody slows down massively. Bit of Constantina effect there. I'm not sure what happened to the yellow one behind. They lost 2 positions because of that. But this is a very strong lobby, this one. Very strong. We've got Nico in here. In fact, the previous race, we had Consta in here as well. It was even stronger. And as I say, that race, an unbelievable race. You will not want to miss that. That's coming out later on when I go on holiday. So, heading in towards the left-hander we go then. On the inside of Womble, who was just off the circuits. Up into P8 as we look at GT8. So, we're back to where we started then. We've got the Italian up ahead in the Silvia. We've got Nico coming through in the McLaren. That McLaren very strong here as well. So it's good to see some strong cars. Good to see actually some racing in Group 4 where it's a mixture of all sorts of drivetrains here as well. We've got all-wheel drive in me. We've got the FR of the Silvia. And we've got the MR of the McLaren there. So not looking too bad. FS, nowhere to be seen, of course. They're either too strong or too weak. They're never really in a good place, the FF cars. As we go through the right-hander, trying to give Nico space. Nico does get that space and continues on. We're going to get overtaken by all the Silvias now because the Silvia is strong in 5th gear. We saw that versus Rory. At this point in the circuit, they just fly on by. We've got McLaren coming through as well then. Who's that? That's Matt as we head in towards this left-hander then. Looking to slow it down. We're quite good through Blanchimont, to be fair. I think we're a bit quicker than Silvia's through there and McLaren's as well. So head towards the braking zone. I'm going to try my famous move here as we head into it. There's contact between the yellow car and the other one. Oh, the McLaren comes in deep as well. We try and follow Nico through as we continue on out. The McLaren survived that. I don't know how the McLaren survived that one. And if we look behind us, we've got an Aston inside a Silvia there. Look at that. We've got a mating season happening there. What happens? An Aston Silvia? Or do we have a Nissan Martin? I'm not too sure. Anyway, in towards the right we go. Technically, I am Nissan Martin. There we go. Work that one out. Anyway, continue on out of there. The Aston, just slight tap there. Nothing major. We also have a good race with Mew Mew in that other video as well. Honestly, that other video is going to be crazy. You do not want to miss that one. It's an awesome race, and it will be coming soon on the channel as we go up here and up over Radion there. And we've got the Aston Martin getting very close here. The Aston Martin and the GTR very closely matched in terms of straight line speed. You actually have a beat the meta with the Aston as well coming when I'm on holiday. There's lots coming when I'm on holiday, by the way. Loads of good stuff as we head in towards the braking zone. Then we go. You're probably like, Tidge, I haven't seen a beat the meta with the Aston. Yes, there is one. Don't you worry. I've done a beat the meta with the Aston. You will see that in the future. So, continuing out of there then. We're still in this race with Mew Mew. We're still on lap 2. That's how crazy this race has been as well. As we go into the left-hander. And remember, this is race 4. So, we had done some other races in the meantime as we go through Puon there. And that Aston Martin still looking to try and get past here as we head towards the right-hander. Now, Mew Mew's been trying very hard to get past here. In we go then, side by side. Beautiful racing as we go into the left. We're still giving each other space. Look at this. Absolutely stunning stuff. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant as we head towards the right-hander. We are costing ourselves a lot of time, mind you, to the cars ahead. But it's some good racing all the same. And we do love a bit of good racing as we head into this right-hander. Now, the GTR could do this flat. It was very good in that corner. The GTR, very good in cornering still, if I do say so. And that's where the strength was in this car, the middle sector. You see the speed here, it struggles versus a Silvia in 2 places. But in the middle sector, the GTR is strong. We just give Mew just enough on that outside for Blanchimon. We still go through there. Still racing, still fighting here as we head in towards the bus stop chicane. Mew looking around the outside now, looking to do my move here. Oh, it's very tight here. We're still side by side. We'll leave that corner, but the grip, the all-wheel drive acceleration there works a charm as we keep that position once again. Oh, this is so good. So good as we head towards the right-hander. And I'm going to tell you now, there's even better racing in that other one. I just want to save it for its own video. It's that good. That good. And we've still got more racing to go here in this video. You can see the length of the video down below. So we advance towards the Kevel straight then. The Aston Martin looking for a bit better run here. Carried a bit more speed behind me. Using that slipstream a bit more to propel and pass here. Like a gravity slingshot. But then we start matching up here as we head towards Lake Combe. Lap 3 now. In we go. Oops, somebody off there. Clio RS. Oh, bit of contact there between us two. That's more on me as we go through the left part of that now. We both overtake Clio RS. But the Aston Martin finally through. What beautiful racing we've had there. Really good stuff. Side-by-side action. But at this point, I decided, okay, we've lost enough time as it is. Let's catch up to people ahead as we've got Trippy there who's taking a penalty. Oh, it's going to be tight. Oh, wow, that was close. That was very close indeed. But I decided that I'm going to bump draft Mew where I can now rather than force any issues. So you can see that there. I'm literally a case of let's push on ahead now. Let's try and get towards the front. So we'll bump draft all our way there, hopefully, fingers crossed. And I don't want any Silvias overtaking me. However, this Silvia absolutely sent it from behind, so I noticed it. I do give them just enough space there on the inside. We do keep the position, but I mean, it's a good set to be fair. They made the apex, but my word, is a bit scary. Now, not as far or not as close to Mew this time. That's Silvia a little bit closer to me as they go towards that inside as we head towards the braking zone. And again, they're not going to quite do it. Look at that. That's beautiful stuff then. In towards the left we go. But they're going to try around the outside here. I've got to give them a bit of room here as we head into the right then. Through we go. A little bit of contact there as we come on out of here. Still left me room though, so fair play as we head down towards the right-hander. The Silvia still on that inside. We've got more beautiful racing here. And that is a lovely move by Trippy there. A lovely move indeed over a fair few corners. Well played. As we head towards Blanchimon, still on lap 5 here. We've got Clio RS behind us then. They go off a little bit behind here. So I thought, okay, keep it in the middle of the road here. It's a good defensive line. We go into here. But Clio RS releases the brakes. Absolutely slams into the Greek there. Slams them completely off the circuit. So, I mean, we gained a position, but what on earth is going on there? That was ridiculous. I'm not sure if they outbroke themselves or they were going for a takeout. I have no idea. I really don't have any idea at all. Right, lap 6. We got Womble here. Womble in the Huracan then. Huracan showing us quite a good car here, to be honest with you, as it goes on past. We saw the Huracan win in an earlier race and Womble taking on that car as well as we go through the right and then into that left. So I was thinking, okay, let's see where the strength and weaknesses of the Huracan, being all-wheel drive that car, and where the strength and weaknesses of the GTR versus that Huracan. Well, it turned out the Lamborghini was just that bit better, and Womble showing some skill there as well. So stayed ahead of me, pulled away from me, and I was struggling to keep up in the slipstream. So well played to you, Womble, indeed. Finishing P9 in the end. P9. You can check out Womble on YouTube as well. Womble does do some videos and streams. So this is now race 6. This is the very next day again, because I ran out of time on the previous day. And we're starting in pole position. So I was like, excellent. Okay, this is a good start. Please can we have some rain? I see on the radar, the rain is apparently disappearing. So I was a bit gutted about that. It's like, oh, okay, well, we're going to try and fight off a Silvia now of Nilo. Not Nilo, who we saw in the first race, I don't think. This is the South African, not the Brits. Very unusual to see two of the similar name in the same race on different days. Even so, here we go. Silvia catching up to me very quickly indeed, but they decided to bump draft me. So, thank you very much. I whack on my hazards, say thank you. I'm going to head over towards the race now. I noticed the McLaren go out, so I'm like, I'll stay in the middle if you want to use the little slipstream. At this point, I was like, excellent. I know the strength for this car is in the midfield. So if I can pull away in the midfield, I've got this. I've got this in the bag. Now, we do have A+ in here as well. Remember, that is one of the rules of Beat the Meta. You can check out all the rules in the description. We advanced to lap number 4, and I actually pulled away quite a gap, and I was actually just chilling here at the moment. It wasn't wet on the circuit. I could see rain was coming in here. I went through Blanchimon here, you know, no issues whatsoever. And then I just clipped the dark green stuff in a weird way, and then go for a little bit of a journey across the grass there. Now, that was a scary, scary moment. I thought I'd get reset there as well. I was like, oh no, that really isn't good as we go into the left. But I had no grip on my tyres at this moment in time. Dirty tyres, and we can see the track is now getting wet. That rain having a bit of an impact. And that's a big old rain shower as well. You can see that down at the bottom. Look at that. It is huge. As we see somebody go in the pits there, vague in the McLaren 650S as we go through the right-hander. Now, I could get low 29s in the race in this car if I'm really pushing on. And with slipstream, there is a possibility of 28. Now you can see the rain has had full effect here, up to near a third then on circuit, and you can see the understeer starting to take effect. Now this is where the GTR becomes its own. This is where all-wheel drive cars have huge strength in the wet weather. They just have all the grip. They can just boot it out of corners and fly off. I mean, we just constantly gain time and time and time over Nilo behind us. We come up to Poulan there now, where we saw a lot of issues in that first race earlier on in the video. You see the understeer there, but we put our foot down. No grip issues at all. It just sticks, and we boot out of that corner. Bit of understeer issues, but we carry on out of that corner, gaining time over the Silvia. Nothing much happened in the race in the end. It dried up, and we finished in P1 on lap 8. We've done it. We beat the meta. Look at all those Nissan Silvias. We've got A+ drivers in there as well. We've done beat the meta in the Nissan GTR. Nissan versus Nissan. You saw it happen here. And if you liked it, give it a like, folks. Subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content. Well, that is going to be it for me, folks. Thank you once again for watching, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.